When looking for the king of podcasts, you're at the wrong channel. Looking for good ideas for life? You are far from good hands. If you think the listener is always right, you are far from the right place. Hosted by a Northeasterner by birth, a rebel by choice. If you want a host that floats between love and madness, then play on and listen to Crazy Train Radio.
What up? Excuse me while I whip this out. Oh, gnarly! Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
And good evening, friend.
Hey out there in Radio Land, this is Amanda Verse, and you are listening to Crazy Train Radio.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the...
We have hockey action, yo.
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates of...
Yes, folks, this former goalie has started a new hockey venture, ProHockeyLaunch.com. But most hockey fans, and we all know the ones that are very rapid in the Philadelphia area, he spent 24 years with the organization before taking a job with the Florida Panthers as a pro scout, Mr. Neil Little. Neil, how you doing?
No, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem at all. Thank you for accepting the invite. Wanted to first mention out there, as we mentioned, or have been mentioning prior to this, depending on when you hear it, Neil will be playing goalie with the Flyers for the alumni game, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the organization, against another team who's turning 50 this year, the Pittsburgh Penguins, on January 14th. When were you asked to participate, and how'd you feel coming out of practice on Monday?
Yeah, Brad Marsh got a hold of me not too long ago and asked if I'd be willing to strap him on again. I know I got the call for the Winter Classic, and that was just a huge thrill. To be out there with some of the biggest names in Flyer history. I know that I'm not a name that pops to the top of the charts, but I sure felt that it was a great honor, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night's game as well. We've got a great lineup of old legends and some guys that have just retired, but we're all looking forward to it and looking forward to putting on as good a show as we can muster up. For sure.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because obviously, as you mentioned, you played in the Winter Classic as well. What do you think's going to be more exciting? Was it the Winter Classic in front of an outdoor game in front of that many fans at Citizens Bank Park, or something more intimate, as in a hockey arena such as Saturday's game?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that this game on Saturday won't be as enjoyable, but to experience an outdoor game like that at the ballpark was truly once in a lifetime opportunity, and I think everybody that attended and everybody that took part in it certainly had it on the list of some of the best hockey memories that they've experienced. Now this game on Saturday will be enjoyable, but not. I don't want to dismiss the Saturday game because it's going to be great, and people are going to have a great time. They're going to get a chance to watch the LCB line for what will be the last time that they'll play, and as well as get a chance to see some of their old favorites, like Eric Lindros and the Legion of Doom line with Leclerc and Renberg, and also some other favorites. But not to discount the Saturday's game, everybody's going to have a great time. But if I had to rank them, that outdoor Winter Classic was absolutely fabulous.
Well, like you said, everybody's coming in. Some of the favorite lines. We actually spoke to Reggie Leach about half hour ago. Taped an interview with him as well on this game and everything, and he's got a unique perspective, like you said, with the LCB line. His son's going to be in his water across the way for Pittsburgh and whatnot. But like I said, you were in the Flyers organization for 24 years. As a goalie, a development coach, amateur scout, and so you know a lot of these guys and have crossed paths with a lot of these guys through the years who's going to be in for the weekend. Is there somebody you're looking forward to seeing that you haven't seen or spoken to in a while?
I don't think so. It's a pretty tight group, and fortunately for us, we get a chance to cross paths either at golf tournaments or games like this. So nobody in particular. I think the enjoyment comes from getting everybody together and just sharing some stories and a couple laughs. Really, just the atmosphere, but no one person in particular. No.
Okay. Well, obviously this will be more of a relaxed atmosphere, I would think, game-wise, and obviously there's, for the fans who follow the Flyers and whatnot, there's going to be a function Friday night at the Sugar House Casino. So it's, for everything's going to help the Ed Snyder Foundation, I know that. So, I would assume it's going to be more of a relaxed atmosphere. Or do you think some guys, including yourself, are going to, when it's time, when we put the skates on, we're going to go as hard as possible? That competitive nature.
Well, yeah, we're certainly going to try our best. Now, do we have the skill set that we once had? No, not a long shot. But at the same time, the competitive juices get to going, and you certainly don't want to embarrass yourself. So you put, you muster up everything you can and give your best effort, and hopefully everybody has a great time watching the show.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Toby Keith song said, we ain't as good as we once was, but, I was good once as I ever was. But, like you said there, the competitive, when you put the pads on again, you're going to have that. You guys don't become professional athletes by, not having some sort of competitive juices. Am I wrong on that one?
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, I hadn't strapped them on, and since the Winter Classic, not once actually. I didn't have any gear even. I had to bring some gear home from Calgary. My son has all my stuff, so that was the first time I had the gear on in 5 years. And before that Winter Classic, it was 5 years before then. So we're talking. I've been on the ice 2 or 3 times in a matter of 10 years, but on Monday when we went out for a skate, it actually once you get the gear on and something comes back to you. I was certainly surprised at how I felt, and still had some coordination and some muscle memory, and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say there.
Yeah. So certainly enjoyable. Yeah.
Well, have you been one to throw on the skates at least to go, hey, let me skate around the rink a little bit, get it, to try to build up your cardio and all again? Obviously, you were a goalie and not a skater, but just to get, try to get yourself back into shape because of the big gaps of games.
No, I didn't do anything at all. I was fortunate enough. I was coaching for the Phantoms for a number of years, so I had the skates on and obviously practicing every day, but putting the pads on and actually trying to do something in a game like atmosphere, that's completely different. So have I skated? Yes, in a coaching capacity, but not in a playing capacity. And no, I wouldn't take. I try to keep myself in pretty good physical shape, so no, it wasn't something that I was focused on. No.
Yeah, because I was at the skate a little bit Monday before I had to go take care of some personal matters. So, but it was nice to see everybody come in who were local and whatnot and onto the ice. What was your guys' take on the response of the crowd that was there Monday, or the fans, I should say?
That was actually quite surprising. There was a lot of folks that showed up to see us stumble around and try to do our best, but always enjoyable, and we sure appreciate those fans that come out and take time out of their day, and hopefully we give them a little dose of enjoyment, and but I hope that they know that we surely appreciate them coming out and supporting us and having fun with it.
Well, let's jump into ProHockeyLaunch.com. What exactly are you doing? I know you went live as of January 1st of 17 here. What's the company? What do you guys do? Fill us in on some of the details there.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a quick overview, but what I do is I hire ex-NHL alumni and, elite level pros, the guys that have had some real good experience and were excellent pros, and I hire them to go out and help coaches and parents and players. What I do is I send them out to rinks, so the parents would come through my website and they click on the services they would like. One of the services is have our pros go out and watch their son or daughter, and what they do is they evaluate. And then they would sit down with the player and the parent and talk about what they've seen, what they can work on, what to focus on. And there's all kinds of services from going out to watch them a couple times to full year mentorships where they would walk the kid through an entire year and be there for support and advice and generally just helping them along the way. Now there's lots of parents out there that have questions and concerns, and so we're a voice for them, and there's coaches that need advice along the way as to a various number of things, but a lot of our pros have pro coaching experience, so they can help these young coaches as well. But what we really try to focus on is the kids, so boys and girls ages anywhere from 12 to 18, and really try to alleviate some of the missteps that are often taken and kind of guide them on the right path, make sure they're focusing on the right things and really critiquing, evaluating their games and showing them, the right way. So that in a nutshell. There's other services that we provide, and you can go on our website, ProHockeyLaunch.com, and check them out. But it's just giving ex-NHLers a platform to really share their wisdom that they've acquired over years and years of being in the game. And we have 60, right around 60 guys right now, and it's growing by the day. So hopefully we can get a guy in every hockey market and be available to parents all over North America and Europe as well.
Well, obviously between this and, like you said, go to ProHockeyLaunch.com for information. But you've been a development coach, a scout on different levels here over the past several years and whatnot. You have playing experience. Do people take you, like when you're trying to coach somebody, like some of the younger kids or anything like that, or something like this as Pro Hockey Launch, do you think you get a little more respect in terms of because you were a player, whereas, okay, it's not just some father or some guy, not that they don't know the game, but you have a experience behind you to say, and from your vantage point when you look at some of the things?
Well, that's really the premise. the guys that I hire are real experts. They've been there and they've done it. They've found a way to play in the National Hockey League, and they're all that wisdom that they've acquired, and now it's time to pass it on to the next generation. And I'm not discrediting all those coaches out there and parents that have some knowledge, but even they would have to admit that the advice that we're going to give is coming from a person that has been there and done it. And
yeah, exactly.
Really, we want to help. We want to help out in any way we can.
Well, you've been open for, at this point, 10, 11 days, whatever. But there was obviously a process of, getting things together, announcing. You know the deal. Well, what's been probably the most common thing you've been asked about so far, as far as the service and company and whatnot?
Well, I'm not sure I could point to any one thing. We are a startup and we're just getting the ball rolling here. So our first and foremost is we have to get the word out. We have to get some awareness of what we do provide, and really that's our main focus right now is reaching through social media and marketing to let people know that there is a service where you can hire ex-NHL players to come and help you, give you good advice. Evaluate your game and mentor you through your development process, and I think it's a wonderful platform that's really never been available on this kind of level. So, really, if I couldn't pinpoint to one aspect, as you said, but generally our main focus right now is just
getting the word out.
Of what we can do. Yeah.
Now, like we said, or I mentioned in the introduction there, you are now working with the Florida Panthers for the as a pro scout. Can you explain the difference between being a pro scout and a global amateur scout, which you were with the Flyers? What's the biggest difference, and how much has the job changed?
Amateur scouting means that you're scouting players that are not currently professional. So anybody, what my job with the Flyers was, is to go out and find the very best draft-eligible players possible. Then we ranked them. So no matter where we were in the world, we would rank the players. So when the June draft comes around every year, we would have a list, and we would have our favorites and guys that we wanted to key in on. And that's really what amateur scouting is finding the best young talent out there and projecting what kind of pro that they will become. Now I do pro scouting, so now it's flipped. Now the players that I am watching now are all professional players, and we really do the same thing. But my focus now is for number one, ranking them, ranking the defensemen, goalies, forwards. And that's for potential trades. That's for potential free agents that come up. So we, so we do our homework, we do our due diligence, and we're trying to bring in players with good character and obviously high skill. So that's really the difference.
Now, as a pro scout with the Panthers, and like you said, with all that, you're checking out the guys on and off the ice and just the whole kit and caboodle. How does that work as far as are you welcome to the arena amongst other teams, or does the general managers got to call each other and say, hey, we're going to send one or multiple guys in to watch, or how does that process work?
The process works so all 30 teams, 31 next year, all have a staff of pro scouts, and they all have a staff of amateur scouts. And for myself, you simply, it's known throughout the league that you're accepted at every rink. They give you a credentials, and you're welcome into any rink in the NHL or really any junior rink or anything with your credentials, and you just they have a spot for you to sit in the press box or away from the general public, and give you a workspace, and off you go. That's really the way it is. So it's cohesive right across the board, and that's the way it works.
Now, is it, as a scout, does the general managers and everybody from the front office say, all right, we want you to focus on, like in your experience, we want you to check out the goalies especially or whatever? Do they give you specific notes that they want you to look for as a scout, or is it just go out and point out what you see for everybody?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes there's specific needs that we need. We may need a centerman due to injury, or we think there's better centermen out there, for example. Or, so sometimes it's job specific. Okay, we need this kind of player. But in the Panther organization, as well as most, they break them up into, you usually have 3 to 4 pro scouts, and you break the league up into quarters or thirds. So I have 10 teams. So those 10 teams I would need to know inside and out. So the NHL teams and the American League. So you know who's coming up and you know who's there. So my 10 teams I got to know top to bottom, but I also have to know all 30 teams generally. But specifically my 10 teams I focus in on. So I need to know every player on the rosters of the NHL and the American League. And then that's job number 1. I have to know that. Job number 2 is if there's if we need a specific player, then we'll go out and make that a priority, as well as evaluating everybody. So it's situational, but certainly we have to know everybody.
Yeah, I would assume you pass your notes along to the general manager, or I guess the director of the scouts or whatnot. Annually, you would just give your information. Hey, this is what I'm saying and whatnot.
We have a computer program that all the information gets filed into these programs, and it's available to be viewed by the GM or director of players, director of pro scouting or amateur scouting. And we're a team, and all our
where they can get the system and the information they need.
Yeah, it's a daily thing. So usually we're doing, we watch a lot of games, and it's a day-to-day thing. So it's just like going to work. You plug in the info and keep up to date. Yeah.
But how can you not love getting paid to watch hockey and just take notes on it? How can you not love that kind of gig to still be involved in the game?
Well,
obviously you've mentioned that.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
It's a good job. Yeah, it's a good job and it's enjoyable, and but at the same time, it's it's a lot of hard work. It's you're away from home a lot, and your focus has to be there. You're there to do a job. Is watching the game enjoyable? Certainly it is, but at the same time, everybody knows
you're still working, but
yeah, you're
you ain't digging ditches either. So.
Yeah, but certainly I enjoy what I do, and I'm very fortunate to be working in the game. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned you watched AHL as well. For those who don't know, obviously you're loyal hockey fans, especially in the Philadelphia area, would know. You were a winner of 2 Calder Cups, 97, 98, and 04 and 05. What do most of the fans who know you and recognize you usually bring up more, the Calder Cups or performing as the flying goalie against the Senators?
Well, I think it's a mixture of both, but certainly people like some of the more entertaining fisticuffs that I've been involved in over the years, but certainly a good mix, and everybody enjoys a lot of different aspects. But if you're a part of those teams and watching those championship teams, it's a lot of fun. And again, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of teamwork, and a lot of things have to go right. And it sure is an enjoyable ride. And along the way, you get these little stories that people like to reminisce about, and that's great. As long as we're providing you with some memories, that's a big thing for us as well.
Yes, and I don't know the guy, but obviously from what I've heard, it'd be similar. Almost sounds like you, from what I saw, because I remember you playing. And yes, I'm that old, folks. I do have the gray. It's almost like you have a little bit of Ron Hextall on you, because he was edgy, man. He wasn't afraid to mix it up either, as far as Philadelphia goalies within our system. You know, and it seemed like you had that same personality.
I think it's just competitive spirit, competitive attitude, and really just sticking up for teammates and then trying to do our best to win games, really, and that's really what it boils down to. It's just competitive attitude and putting on the show. So I know Ron very well, and I'd say he certainly had that fire in his eyes. And being a part of Philadelphia sports and Philadelphia hockey, the fans they want to see a particular style, and that's it coincides with the attitude of this whole area. It's hard work and it's dedication and perseverance, and I think anybody that dons a Flyers jersey, embraces that and tries to uphold that tradition.
Yeah, and I know you still live in the area, obviously, not giving it away, but it's definitely that whole lunch pail mentality that the fans know if you're coming and you're trying to bring the best game you can, they love you for life around here. Would you agree on that?
Absolutely, yeah. That's why it's one of the best sports towns in the world, really, and specifically hockey. It's a passionate town, and we're certainly aware of the great fans that we have, and appreciative. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So, like I said, Neil is going to be playing in the alumni game against the Penguins. For those who hear this beforehand, but if not, I'm sure you'll be seeing highlights and different things. But get your asses out to the arena, the Wells Fargo Center. It's going to be January 14th. For those who hear this beforehand, but if not, you're lost. But make sure you get it. There's going to be a reception on January 13th at the Sugar House Casino. Also, as we discussed here, ProHockeyLaunch.com. Mr. Little is going to be running that. Over 60 NHLers involved with that. Neil, thank you so much. Good luck Saturday.
Okay, thank you very much, and see everybody on Saturday. Thank you.
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sewing on a fiddle and playing it high.
With over 30 years of experience and a superb reputation for being a detail-oriented company, Lacey Cleaning has some of the highest work standards in the cleaning business.
That's the fact, Jack!
Whether it's carpet cleaning, tile, grout cleaning, new construction cleanup, rental turnovers, vent and duct cleaning, odor elimination, office and or business cleaning, power washing, residential cleaning, you name it, they do it. Woo! Check them out. To contact them today, lacycleaning@gmail.com or call them at 609-709-8536.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, this is Bruce Pritchard, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio, and don't ever forget, I love you.